of January in 22, and I show you some news from today or headlines. And first a warning. This is a foreign language for me, English, but today I had a conversation on the telephone and I realized maybe it is better, or it will reach more people, to talk English. And then another warning, I have some difficulties with the government here in Germany. I had found something, and then this is not sure. I must mark it as my opinion. Then doctors somehow got the idea to tell I had something I have not. So if you ask governmental doctors, they will tell you maybe again faulty insight. This happened before, that some false diagnoses went into my writing, into the documents I mean, and the problem is, and here is another thing, they think, I don't know how this is called in English, they think that what I now stumble upon, and I realize it must be something hidden very well, so that even others in the family, so-called family, it is a so-called family, because if they knew, they don't know, so they're not family, but officially they are. And this is about a story I wanted to investigate, and it concerns my father, and this is the first secret. Officially, he was grandfather, and this is me as a little boy. I went around the world. This is another secret. The family doesn't know, and I had forgotten because I was that young. He was, as we still remember here in Germany, he was lost in the Second World War, and my mother, this was a planned child for them. She had to earn quite a sum of money. This is she in 1995. The picture I shall show you must be before. Here she with me on her arms. She then could get pregnant, and she had difficulties during pregnancy, so the other mother, the younger one, helped her out. So I have two bearing mothers. This is secret 3, as I said, or the number is not important. And why are so many secrets? And this is because my mother lived through many areas. This is the area of the kingdom, or the Kaiserreich, as it is called in German. And I show pictures if someone remembers her, because this is a conclusion. She must have been quite renowned in the diplomatic world, but this stopped in the 20s. But nevertheless, this must be the reason. This is a conclusion, not that it is the reason or the only one, but this must have been the reason that I came across. And I mean, I could travel with, they were called merchants, or Kaufleute, merchants. And I can remember, because I have time, and and I worked through my remembrance, and I wanted to look not into that, what I'm telling you right now, but into the time, as my mother gave it to me as an education, into the time when the special togetherness was there in Breslau. And I was glad I found this picture, for example. This was not there before I stumbled upon it. It was, this is an average, no, not an average, this is an estimated date. It was 1919, when I found on the platform cjh.org, I found pictures, and those pictures are exactly, or give the stories I received as a child. Here I am with a younger mother. We lived together in one house. So for the outward world, the outside world, we were grandmother, mother, and son. But I had my little chamber behind. This is me, maybe with the high school diploma. And this, when I was maybe 12 years old, this then was 1980, and this as well, maybe that age. And when I was traveling, I showed it before, this again, I was that young. So I knew there was something. I can't tell it more precisely. There was something people expected, and there was a time when people came and they asked for the missing father, and I don't know if he is officially recorded as father. He must be, or he isn't, because there was a raising father. You see him here. There's he. The others do not agree with my remembrance. So this is a family where the togetherness wasn't there. We were living together in a house. I can't say why, or I cannot even say if it was good or if it wasn't. It was not my planning and not my expectation of a family. Here you see me in the night shift. This was a problem. When having the high school diploma, I could not go to the military because I was warned. I had, in my idea, it is not officially, I had to choose another way, and even that wasn't communicated. So because of World War II and the Hitler regime, there were problems, but I had my problems as well. I had those travels, and I knew my father had been, I called him, I abbreviated him F for Fritz, J.F, and U is the surname. And here's my mother. This is in a younger age. She must have been very old, older than officially recorded. And this was something that was the greatest blocking stone to understand those hidden things, and I must find them out because I had problems in the last 30-40 years that must have been with a reason, not that I can give someone a blame. This is not this is not the first there because of night shift, and this was because I had to earn my study and it was not working out. So I have a high school diploma, and beyond that my knowledge is self-made, and this is of course together with the not real illnesses like disability that is accepted, officially accepted, but it is enough that the labor market, this is closed de facto. Not that it is closed for me, but from time to time there is, well, there are days, let me say 2 or 3 days a month, when work is not possible. This is not something I make up, it is really the case. And in the night shift or I could work even being a little bit sick. It was not work all minutes. It was in a seniors residence, and there I learned about life. I sometimes said I have 100 years of that what other people learned in life, because it later stopped when people got older. But in the first 2 or 3 years I learned much about people. This is me, and this was before the high school diploma. I had been, and this I had forgotten as well, is I had been for, I think, 4 months in the States. I had to leave because I had no work permit. It was like learning in the film industry. But I have no record of it. It is a little bit strange, but it is that, exactly that. Here's my mother, and I'm looking for someone who is knowing or who is remembering who she was. As said before, the biggest problem I must solve before I could catch up any of the very or antique relationships. Here's my mother, and they all had secrets. I don't think it had to do with the law. I don't think so. It was rather a change of lifestyle, and this must have happened when I was born. And my mother once said she left the film set because of me. Maybe someone is remembering. Here's a photo of me when I was 4 years old. And when she left, and this was totally unknown, this is a hidden secret. I don't know if I should lift it, but my parents, and I knew 3 of them. Here's my raising father, and he's working in the garden. We had a lifestyle that wasn't poor. I won't describe it that way, but it wasn't rich as well. It was something where you, as the Americans say, you were on a budget. So there was little money extra to spend. There were holidays till I was 15, maybe this was the last one. And I do not complain about that. But I'm now looking at evidences, and I find something that began maybe in the Third Reich, where there was resistance till today, and here's the town where it mostly had happened. I was trying to found the domain BRESLAU-FRIENDS, and here's, this is now, as you see, Poland. And a little bit from Silesia is going into Eastern Germany. And here you see where it is placed. This is important as well. I'm sorry that I totally forgot the early years. I needed pieces for my remembrance. And then all those stories came back. We had no television. And so we had big exchange time, or large volumes of not only talks, but it was also done in the garden, but on not hikes, but on strolls, or in the evening. There was a time when I had not even a radio, and here, so we were exchanging, and here's my mother. I recognized this photo. She was at the opening with my father, F.J.U, and I abbreviated my mother. This is for privacy reasons. I do not have the okay of the from the administration recognize siblings. I did recognize them as well as siblings who are a little bit different. But now when I dig through this, for me, important family history, we disagree. For them, this is sickness. And maybe they ordered doctors from the government. This is not sure, so please don't run to conclusions. This is not sure, though, so there is no allegations that they did it deliberately, come to false diagnoses. This is important as well. I had an interesting upbringing as a baby. My mother, here's a photo before I was born, the mother, the younger, with the mother, the older. They both had me carrying as a fetus, I think you call it that way. And here she is again, when she was older, but maybe this was interesting. Sometimes I had caring mothers, day mothers, you might call them, and my biological mothers, those two, they are now not on this earth anymore. And maybe someone is there who could help me. And here's my mother, the older, the younger, D.J.E. She has 3 Christian names, as I have as well. And this is not sure. This is something I have done, or I have done, German rethinking videos. I did it in German, and maybe I will come back to it, because it is important to show this is not 100% sure. It is a calculation. For me, it is based on facts. And this is strange. This must have been a family where I was raised in that a special way. This must have stopped, and I want to tell you remembrance about the day-caring mothers, and I had day-caring or holiday caring fathers as well, or one father, I don't know it exactly, if it was 1 or 3. And this is not me, so don't think I'm making it up. But in German it is like telling fairies, or pretending to be someone. And I'm digging into something. It could come out. that this is true. Even if it isn't, it is interesting for me. I came to the conclusion, and I asked the government. I asked them, and they said that it was told me 1991, 1992, that my mother, she had been government entities. I don't have it in writing. They said that my mother was a diplomat, and in the diplomat work, as a diplomat or someone working for the foreign ministry. She was in that role, in that work, giving protection for nobility, and maybe she is now making it up that she was nobility herself, and my calculation is that she had to go into hiding. And this was, from my calculation, it is not what others think. In my calculation, it is something that should be looked into. First of all, it would come out that there was resistance in Breslau that is not remembered till today, and this must have been a scale that it should be remembered, but it was such an extraordinary little spot, but it was not too little. It must have been a corner of the city of Breslau, and for me, as a child, he was the largest role model, because I saw how my mother was holding him in high esteem, and they found each other, and she told it to me without having this video. But she said to me, the video is called Woman in the Moon, and here she was not the whole video, the whole movie playing this role, this figure, but this is a scene where she is climbing up a ladder, and when she was at the height of this door, there they met, and the professor was my father. So thank you very much. Till next time.